Well, finally, after a week's worth of rain, no kidding, it rained every day for the past week, and I have not been able to get out here and do any gardening. Everything is pretty waterlogged, and believe it or not, we're supposed to get more rain in a couple of days, so I decided to take advantage of this beautiful day and get out here and get some planting done. Today is daylight savings time. In case you're seeing this video, well, by the time you see this video, it'll be a day after daylight savings time. So it just gives you an idea how close we are to spring. This is the second to the final episode of Countdown to Spring. We have just 11 days before the spring equinox, and this is what we're working with today. At the end of this video, I have something exciting to show you guys, something that I stumbled across by accident, and well, there it is. I'll give you the details on it later, but this is what we're working with today. So you want to stay tuned so that you can find out what's going on with this. This is something that's going to be a game changer to a lot of you guys, but today it's all about the berries. Well, and the grapes. These are going into the ground. I'll tell you, it's true confession time. I usually hold on to these too long. I've been wanting to grow goju berries for the longest time. My buddy Keisha H said that they're delicious, and I can't wait to try them. So these are going to definitely go into the soil today. A lot of these are going into pots that are going to be temporary. I have had good success with planting things in pots around this size here, the size of these black ones. I'm guessing these are probably about 10 gallons, maybe 8. And this one here is a lot smaller, but what's going to happen, what I normally do is I plant these in here for the first year. This way I can keep an eye on them. This way I can move them to where I need them to be. And then next year, when they're sturdier and stronger, I can plant them in the ground. This is my setup for today. This is for the old soil. This is for the new soil. I'm putting in a new chicken run, and around the chicken run is, well, without getting into a whole lot of detail, you have to predator proof it, which means you basically put wire underneath the soil around the perimeter, and the soil covers it so that the predators can't see the wire. So I'm not going to use my new soil for this. I have a bunch of old soil that I'm going to be using for that, and then that'll be hauled over to the chicken coop once I get the rest of the water out of this gorilla cart. So today I'm going to keep it simple. You hear a lot of talk about NPK and pHs and all sorts of different nutrients and fish emulsion and so forth. I'm not doing that today. I don't have a lot of time. I do have a test kit I showed you guys earlier. I will be using that, but right now I want to keep it simple. I know that blueberries require they are acidic, and so I'll have to treat that a little different than I do everything else that I'm planting. I also have somewhere around here is one of the apple trees. I have 2 apple trees. One of those is also going into one of these pots today. And confession time, I did have one of these goju berries before. It wasn't looking that great when I brought it. I didn't plant it right away, and so it died. It's probably going to die anyway, but it died because it didn't get in the ground fast enough and didn't get the nutrients and the sun. So this is definitely going in the ground today. So this is my third grapevine, and you can see this is budding already. That is great news. These are Concord grapes, great for making wine. And that is probably all I'm going to do today. These 4 plus the first apple tree, and then we'll work our way through the rest of through my haul sometime later on in the week, maybe, depending upon what the weather does. So for those of you who do not know who I am, I'm the Frugal Gardener. I garden in Zone 7A in the hills of West Virginia, and I garden in a way that will help you to save money. Most of the people on this channel are over 40. I've done a series, Gardening Over 40. And right now, I am going to let you guys in on something. This is my 10th anniversary on YouTube. 10 years of making videos. Actually, I think it's probably not going to be until May. I wanted to do something special. I didn't want to do something just for the sake of doing it. So I came up with two really good projects that I'm going to do this year. And one of them is going to start next week. It's going to be a short gardening for beginners. I'll go into more detail on that later. That's not going to interfere or affect my regular gardening videos, which usually, especially in the summer, I put out videos on Monday and videos on Thursday. So for the next couple of weeks, once the series starts, I'm going to put out my regular Monday video for my regulars, for you old heads, for you people who've been gardening for a while. And Thursday, because we're trying to bring in new gardeners, because of the economy and all the things we talk about all the time, I'm going to do very simple, straightforward gardening for people to get their feet wet. And it is not going to be very long. And like I said, it's only going to be about 3 or 4 episodes. So I hope you guys will pass that information on to people that you know that are first-time gardeners. Now I'm going to go in here and find out what I did with this apple tree, and then we're going to get started. So I want to stop for a minute and show you guys this black cow. In case you're not familiar with it, it is actually what it says. It is cow manure, and that turned me off for a lot of years. I refused to use it, but then as I researched, I realized that it's basically compost. This has been aged, this has been heated, this has been treated to the point where you can use this without, I don't smell anything when I use this, and it has been broken down and sitting for a while. So, you know, you're not going to get like just raw, cow manure when you use this. This is great. It's been a great addition to my soil for my gardening. And what I'm doing today for this mixture is I'm using 2 bags of the topsoil and 1 bag of the black cow. So it's 2 to 1. And I'm also using 2 cups of this organic plant food. This is all purpose. So you can see here where it says 444. This is just your basic neutral improvements for your soil. Like I said before, I'll go into this in more detail another time in terms of what you're going to use, in terms of what it is you're growing, whether it's squash or blueberries or whatever it is. But for the purposes of what I want to get into the ground today, I just want to get some nutrients in the soil. I'm going to get this into the pots. And as time goes on, I don't know, next week after, I will test the soil and I will make adjustments to it at that point. So before I go any further, I want to give you guys a tip. These are the twist ties that came off of what was just planted. And most people would throw these away. Do not throw these away. A couple of months from now, when you trellis or stake your tomatoes and other plants, instead of going out and buying these, you can reuse these. In fact, sometimes I cut these in half, the longer ones. So just shove these in a drawer someplace and don't forget about them. Just keep them there until you need them. And before you know it, you'll be saving yourself a couple of dollars. So let me finish up with what we just did, and then I'll show you, give you an update on this, and then we'll talk about that. All right, this job is done. I took you guys step by step. I have learned to do a better job of labeling. There were times when I trusted my memory and I'm not a spring chicken anymore. So I have learned to just stop what I'm doing, put the labels on, and you can see the label here for this Fuji apple tree and this grapevine. Those are still in place, but I took the time to go and label these, and I also put the date on them so that I will know when I planted these and what I planted. And then, as always, you know, I watered these in. It's in the 60s today, actually close to the 70. I'm out here in short sleeves. I can't believe this weather. It's a whole nother story, but at any rate, I use the extra. The reason why the tops of these look different is because there was quite a bit of material. It's like, I'm not exactly sure what they use. It's like grind up wood chips. It's very fine, and it's used to hold in the moisture, which it did very well. So that was something else. Instead of me throwing away, I use that to put on top of these, which means I will have to water them less. I still have another Fuji apple tree in the house that I have to plant, and I have strawberries that I have to plant, and I don't want to do that now because I don't want to throw too much at you guys in one day, but I did want to get a lot of this stuff done. So now I'm going to give you the update, and I'm going to show you what I came across and what I purchased, and I think you guys may be interested in too. I deliberately saved these strawberries for last because strawberries, to me, are hit and miss because you don't know what you got until you open it. There's supposed to be 10 strawberries in each one of these, 10 strawberry plants, rhizomes, whatever you choose to call them, in each one of them. Sometimes I've opened these up from certain companies and they were gorgeous, and other times they were crap. And you just pretty much threw your money away. So that's a whole different process. And if I have 20 of these, it's going to take me a while to plant them all. So that's the reason why I decided to do that in a separate video. Now, a couple of weeks ago, I decided to do this experiment on using different types of water. This is the water, city water, I got from the Frugal nephew. As a matter of fact, he was here today. And what I'm about to show you is something that he was also interested in. And this is self-explanatory, the rainwater. And this is from my water filtration system. Water filtration system. I'll get it. So I don't know if it's just that my distribution was off. Remember, I deliberately used 2-year-old seeds to show you guys that they will still germinate. But you can see that there are gaps. Now, I don't know if it's that these just didn't germinate because of the city water. But if you look, you'll see a progression where this has the least that germinated, this has the most that germinated, and this was in the middle where it actually is. So I keep these in this container for a reason, because this is a controlled experiment. I want them to all get the same amount of light. Sometimes I put these under a grow light if I have 3 or 4 days where there's no sun. Other than that, I'll put them in the sunlight. I'll get 3 or 4 hours of sunlight during the day if I set these in my front door or near my window. So pretty soon I am going to probably have to thin these out because you can see that these are all running together here. But the experiment is ongoing. There's a couple other things I have going I'm not going to show you today. I am stratifying some things, and I have a couple of projects that I told you that I was going to do of things that was left around the homestead. So that's coming up. So I advise you guys to subscribe or hit the notification bell if you have already subscribed and haven't hit the bell. And as promised, this is what I stumbled across on Amazon. Like I told you guys before, I don't get compensated from Amazon. I don't get compensated from Tractor Supply, which is where I got these from. I don't get compensated from these guys, but if I come across a deal that I think you guys would be interested in, then I'm going to tell you about it. 22 different kinds of seeds, not just vegetables and fruits. I just showed this to the Frugal nephew, and he was interested. As a matter of fact, I think he's ordering it for himself. So I decided, why not pass this information on to you guys? Just check it out. Look at what you get. Now, I don't know how many seeds of each you're going to get, but I do see melon and watermelon and celery and okra, which I don't eat, but that's another story. Eggplant, cucumbers, tomatoes, bell peppers, corn, lettuce, iceberg lettuce over here, zucchini, pumpkin, leaf lettuce, all kinds of stuff. So the reason why, well, there were two reasons I was drawn to this. One, because it was half off. So when the Frugal nephew checked, when I sent him the link, it was actually 53% off. So they've even given you a couple of notches more, a couple of cents off more than what I paid for it. So that's even better. I don't know how long this is going to last. I mean, you might go there tomorrow and it might be back at the regular price. I'm not sure. But the bottom line is, this was under $10. Under $10 for all these seeds. The second thing that attracted me to this is variety. This is a way that you can try something new without spending $5 a pack, $6 a pack, $4 a pack, whatever it is you pay for your seeds. You know, so if you just try, I don't know, 3 or 4 of these, just think of how much money you're saving. So that's my bonus for today. And pretty soon, I think on the left-hand side of the screen, you'll see a previous video that I did that will help you to save money while you're gardening. And don't forget, the big announcement, I have pretty much what I need to make this announcement. It's my 10th anniversary. I'm going big, and what I need, the main component of what I need, will be here on, well, the day after tomorrow. So once that comes, that's when I'm going to drop the big video. I have everything pretty much I need in place, and it's going to be a surprise. And like I said, I'm going to use the word one more time. It's going to be big. So thank you guys for stopping by. Thank you for watching. Please comment. I read and answer every single comment. Please tell your friends, repost. You know the drill. I really appreciate it. I really, everything that I do on this site, I take my time, I research, and I try and give you guys the best information that I have. So that's it for today. I'm the Frugal Gardener. Remember, when you grow your own food, you'll always know where it comes from. I'll catch you guys on the flip side. I hope you get out this spring and garden. Just about 2 weeks left before spring. Catch you on the next video.